Hafiz Abdul Basit. Are you available? Hafiz Abdul Basit.
Yes, ma'am.
Ji, please recite few verses from Quran Pak so we can start our session.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد صدق الله العظيم.
We have arranged this session about introduction to SAP, and our guest speaker is Muhammad Usman. He's joining us from UAE. These kind of sessions are very important for career building and networking. It will help you deciding your careers and polishing your professional skills. Mr. Muhammad Usman, please, you may start now. You can share your screen with students and start the session.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to everyone. Can you listen me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. My name is Muhammad Usman, as you know. I am a UMT alumni, and in Pakistan, I got a chance to work with Beacon House, UFON, and AFAQ. Now I've been working with a subsidiary of Saudi Aramco, which is Al Khafji Joint Operations. And here we are working on one of the world's biggest software, which is SAP. So I thought to give back to some university students for their motivation and career building. Of course, SAP is a very, very vast field, and it requires more than a session, but it's just a kind of an icebreaker that will help you in pursuing a career in SAP. So without further delay, I would just like to kick off this session. I would like to share my screen. Can you view the screen?
Yes, Usman.
Yeah. Okay, so this session is about introduction to SAP. I have a counterpart here, Mr. Syed Farouk, who will be joining us shortly. As I've told you before, I have done MPhil in computer sciences from UMT, and this is my experience. Syed Farouk is an Indian national. He has done masters in software engineering, and he's pretty much part of my team in when it comes to SAP project and change management. He's also an expert in leading different technology, different companies in their digital transformation journey. So while if you're doing some programming, it's just a code that you're not responsible for the programming you picked up in your school. However, as a professional, you are 100% responsible for fixing it. So before diving something about it, it's I would like this session to be interactive. So just in case if you want to ask questions, you have all the liberty to stop me and ask the questions if you want. So just in case if anybody knows about what ERP systems are, or if there is some course in your university that's already being taught to you, you can just let me know. Whatever you have in your mind about ERP systems. Acronym of enterprise resource planning, and its database that can can be used to run an entire company, whether a business is smart. There are always several applications that allows business to integrate and manage their most important business processes. So from the crux, I can say that there are plenty of advantages of an ERP system, but of course it's not always a smooth sailing process. It does have some disadvantages too. So I'll be slightly touching these areas in this presentation. Then we'll have some introduction to SAP and what SAP modules, what SAP offers when it comes to its modules. And then we have some career advice for you. By the time when you'll get graduated, you will definitely want to set in a good and a well-reputed company. So this session will help you that which SAP area you can hit in the market. So my expectation in this session is to let you people know the value of a good ERP system, how the business processes and management or some re-engineering work is carried, and I'll try to make you understand that how information technology have combined these business processes to make a company run their business processes in a very smooth way. So when it comes to enterprise resource planning, it does provide support the business processes inside the organization. It helps integrate different plans and strategies. And of course, it also address the business network. Companies wants to do business with each other, right? So if they both want to do business, so either they have to be on the same page, either they have to have to buy the same software, or they have to integrate their business processes with each other. So we'll see how it's done when it comes to SAP. The ERP systems is also helps the companies to make the decision making based on the data they have. And of course, when you are making a decision, it have risks also when it comes to governance and all that. It also make organizations adaptable to the rapid changes when it comes to fulfill their business needs, and does have some long-term benefits. It provides the accurate data, and sometimes of course there are a good customer database. I'll give you a short example. If you go to Borjan and if you want to buy a pair of shoes, and they say, okay, that shoes of your size of this article, you select another vendor, or either you go to that shop by tomorrow. If you are a very loyal customer, you go to that shop tomorrow and he said, okay, now you need to visit to another branch to get that pair of shoes. So it means that your one day, it seems my internet connection is unstable, or you can hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So means that the customer has wasted his one day, or maybe the business. It's not your fault, of course. So it means that the customer is waiting for the product which is idle. All right. So it means that this if a company, the Borja, we don't have this article, but we can order this article, and you can bring and you can purchase this article by this day, or we can deliver it to your place, or this article is available in that shop. You can go there, and there are, several solutions, right? So, but you will have a wow experience by the time when you will get this service. So the ERP system helps but if you have an experience like this, you can also refer that experience to one of your friends, and by doing so, the company will have more and more customers, and by the end, by the downline, they'll have more business, they'll have more profit. I hope it serves the purpose of the ERP. Of course, like I told you, it's not a smooth sailing process. It does have some pros and cons. We'll see that what are the advantages both customer and the company. It allows, faster. An example, since they have single database, data source. So it's very easy for them to share. Have booked an item from a courier service, they will give you an a yeah. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, it seems we have to live with it. Anyways, uh, it does have some disadvantages too. So I'll just highlight a few disadvantages for an ERP system. It's sometimes it's difficult for an organization to re-engineer an ERP solution. For example, it's it's always easy to be developed. We maintain the business logic, which you don't know what other use cases are connected to that use case. So sometimes systems, whatever they are using. So the cost of integration becomes higher because maybe a company A is using a technology which company B does not want to use. So if they want to integrate their business processes, so there should be a way, and of course, the cost of integration will be exceeding towards high. And switching from one ERP business solution to another ERP business solution is also a kind of headache. One ERP solution to another, so it becomes difficult, and sometimes it's also difficult to train the. If today, if I request somebody to go to UFON and start dealing with the customers using their ERP system, it will be next to impossible. Android phone, everybody knows how an Android works, but still, being an end user, it requires a little effort to operate the phone as per its software. So now I'll jump in directly to SAP. It's one of the biggest ERPs in the market. and it helps big giants and technology organization technology only, but every other big. This is a small history of SAP. It started providing business solutions in 1972, and it does have 263,000 customers in 188 countries, and there are more than 68,000 employees in more than 130 companies, countries. So it's always important to understand the system landscape, that how an ERP system is designed to fulfill the business requirements. If you are comfortable with bilingual, I can also tweak in between, like Urdu, Punjabi, Arabic, and English. So it's not a problem. You can just let me know if there's some issue. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, that's good. So for example, now I would like to ask a few questions. How many of you have write a piece of code in your life, or just hello world or something, or a program that can return the sum of two integers or something?
Yes, sir.
You have done that, right?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I just asked that how it works when you write a piece of code, and then you execute it, you test it something. I just want to know that what's the set pattern in your mind by the time when you're writing the code. Any one of you can answer. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just waiting for an answer. Your answer could be wrong or right. Don't worry. Don't worry.
So we gave the input and we expect the output according to our input, I guess.
Okay, that's good. So you've given your computer program an input, and you then expect an
Yeah.
output.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's pretty much right. I would like to add some information to it. So it means that you develop something, and then you expect an output. So in between development and output, there is something what we call testing. You test something, and then make it go live. I'll give you a small example. For example, if you have a company that makes cell phones, right? Or just forget about technology. You have a company that makes chairs, office chairs, or home chairs, or chairs that you get an order to make 10,000 chairs for a company. Okay, so you will start making 10,000 chairs straight away, or you will make one chair, and then and you will say, okay, this is something you want, and then he tests the chair, he sits on it, he checks all of his what we call it specifications, functional specifications. And then he said, no, I want that chair to be another color. I want, that chair to, bit more comfortable or something. Then you design the chair again. And then once you design the chair again, then of course you take a signature from the user that now he's satisfied. And then you start making 10,000 chairs. This is what we call testing. This is what we call unit testing. For just for the sake of an example, I'm saying. Now, if you receive an order from a company and you start making 10,000 chairs, and after making 10,000 chairs, the company will say, no, this is not what we want. This chair should be in this color. So who will buy those 10,000 chairs? The company will face a loss, of course, right?
Yes, sir.
So the system landscape of SAP is, sorry, the system landscape of SAP is, the first layer is the sandbox. Sometimes some companies use sandbox, and some, of course, they does not prefer to use sandbox, but of course it comes with a package. Sandbox is an area where you can play around. You can do anything you want. It does not have an impact on the real system. It's just like, for example, it's faking.
Personal notebook.
Please come again.
Personal notebook, like Wikipedia has one.
You cannot relate it with some personal notebook or something, but for example, if you want to test, again I'll go to that example. If you develop
Yes.
that chair and you want to execute your piece of code without having an impact on the real system. For example, if you are if you have received, if you are working in an if you're work management, that tomorrow everyone is going the tariff is going to be increased, and everybody is going to be used everybody is going to use the network as per the new tariff rates. So you will simply write the code. You will lose 10 million customers, and if one customer, can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir. But there is an internet problem at your end.
Yeah. Can you listen me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
can.
sir.
So it means that the company wants to which is not real. For example, simulation. It's kind of a simulation. When the plane, right? They train on a simulation, just like simulator of cricket, for example, right? So there is a stadium environment, and the machine, it plays it off or something. So it's kind of a simulation. So sandbox is nothing but a simulator of a real system. Then the actual development, the SAP technical and the functional consultants, they are pretty much responsible for writing or developing the code as per the changes which are requested from the business, from the company, from the department, from the request initiator. Whatever the user test the requirements that were requested to develop, and then finally we move the changes to the production system. So that pretty much is what SAP landscape is all about. So the first thing is they develop it, then they test it, and then it is moved to the production system, where the end user can interact with the system as per the changes, the top management have requested to be done in an ERP or SAP system. You can hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are several SAP modules which can help companies to interact to help different departments interact with each other. For example, financials, manufacturers, human resources, controlling, material management, plant maintenance. So there are different functional or technical modules. So how these modules are what you call it distributed within an SAP system. We have a module of finance and controlling, logistics, supply chain, human resource, some cross application modules. I'll try to explain them, and some technical modules also. And lastly, we have some industry specific modules. Industry specific modules, I'll give you an example. For what PIA required, UFON will not going to procure that software. So the business solution what an aviation industry require, a telecommunication industry will not require the same business solution. Of course, they'll be hiring people. They'll be, there will be some cross module application. But UFON is never concerned that when the flight time or changes of a person or blah blah. Of course, maybe in future they will have some promotions or packages where if you have a network of this same, then you will be having some flight. You have some discount on some flights or something. But as of now, some industry specific solutions SAP does provide. I'll just see if Mr. Farooq has given me a go ahead to join this meeting. Just wait for a few minutes, please. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yeah, it seems as if he's not available, so I'll just continue with this session. So as of now, we have discussed about SAP. Some SAP offers the business solution, how SAP provides the business solutions to technological, but there are some other things to consider that which SAP area suits you better. Once you get graduated, of course, you'll be field, and by the time you will start settle, of course, you will try to link your educational experience with create a bridge between these two. So we'll see that what SAP is offering and which SAP module suits you better. Previously I've explained you this, like the distribution of modules. So modules are distributed among each other. So when it comes to different components of SAP finance, maybe if somebody is interested in dealing with accounts, so of course he should be hitting the SAP FI module, accounts and if somebody wants to, in supply, logistics, procurement, they will be dealing with SAP MM. I'll give you a short example. You all are in Lahore, in near Kent, I believe. So in Hyperstar, there is a grocery store. So there will be like, thousands and thousands of products there. And by the time when you select a product and you go to the counter, how does the person in the counter knows that this product is of this price, and if this product is have an offer, how does the system know? So there is a logic behind it, there is a science behind it, there is a code behind it, there is some functional thing which is going behind this this all business operation. Sorry, this all business operation, we call it the product is first procured, and then it's after several processes it's put on the shelf, and then it's sold. Then sales and marketing, then operation management and production. You should have an engineering degree in any discipline. Then plant maintenance, it's PM called plant maintenance. As of now, we are working with Ant through SAP. Then, of course, QM, logistics or supply chain management, project management, to say that human resource module, how salaries, leaves, and all that. Then basis is something that handles pretty much of all modules. Apart from basis, there is a sub module, not correct to say a sub module, but just for the sake of an example, which is called solution manager, which handles all of these modules. Solution manager. So solution manager, as of now, I am working in solution manager, which manages the solution which is requested from any of the module. For example, if somebody would say that we want to change something in HCM, so it goes through solution manager. The solution manager team helps the business department and the IT department to solve this request, to get this request developed, to get this request in production. So if anything goes wrong, of course, there's a question mark on solution manager team. So the work in solution manager becomes even more critical if you have a complex business scenario which is requested to be implemented by the company. Then ABAP. ABAP is the computer coding language what SAP understands. For example, if I'm talking with you, I must know a language that you understand. In terms of developing something, I must know a language that SAP understands. So ABAP is a programming language that is used to make some changes in or to develop a code in SAP. And it's not that difficult, of course. There are the sub modules of finance and controlling. In finance and controlling, we have different modules like financial accounting. There's a list of modules. Just in case if you need these modules, you can just shoot me an email and I'll be more than happy to give you the details. Similarly, logistics, supply chain management, human resource, cross application modules, and technical modules. I would like to go a little bit deeper in this technical module. This is SAP basis, SAP solution manager, like I have already explained to you. SAP enterprise portal. there is a type of solution what we call on-premise. On-premise is a business solution which is installed on a computer. For example, Microsoft Word is an on-premise business solution to write something. So you install the application of Microsoft Word, and Facebook is also a business solution for social interaction. So it's a web-based solution, of course. So you type facebook.com in your web browser to get access to your Facebook profile. So enterprise portal is something you can say that a portal-based solution provided by the SAP. And then process integration. One of the most complex SAP module is process integration. It helps you integrate a non-SAP product with an SAP product. In 2018, we did a project for Saudi Aramco in which, the Lenel system, if you go to some shopping malls, the door automatically gets open, right? And it automatically gets closed. So the logic behind this is a non-SAP system. So we help Saudi complex topic, but on can you hear me, guys? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So on an architectural level, I can tell you that we raised one XML service from an SAP system, and we raised another XML service from a non-SAP system, and then we integrate their data structures with each other. I hope you understand when I use the word data structures, right? I mean classes, linked list, arrays, or some when I say data structure, it means something to contain data. So one short example I'll give. For example, in one system, the name is stored as Muhammad Usman. In the second system, the name is stored as first name Muhammad, last name Usman. So if they want to be, if I want the data integration, I will be using the string concatenation operation to first store Muhammad Usman in one string, and then integrating these two strings with each other to ensure that they both are using the same data type. So that's just for the sake of an example. Some industry specific modules, like I've explained you before, for healthcare, they have a different business solution. For media, public sector, telecommunication, oil and gas, and for financial services, they have different business solutions. Just in case if you have some questions, I'll open the floor for you. Just let me know if you have any questions in your mind. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me, guys?
Assalamu alaikum, student. If you have any question, you can ask now.
And feel free to ask any sort of question.
Yes.
Yeah, any sort of question. Don't worry about it. I will just slightly give you a short story. If you ask even a question that's coming into your mind about SAP, of course, you will think maybe other people will laugh at me. They will laugh at you at once. But if you will don't ask, they will be laughing at you forever. So it's better to ask. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Or if even the faculty members, Ubaidur Rahman or Fasiha Ashraf, if you would like to ask any question, you can also ask.
Sir, I want to ask you,
Yes, tell me please.
sir, can we run a business warehouse without SAP implementation?
Of course, SAP, it's a good question. Thank you. SAP is, you can run a warehouse without an SAP system, but it's recommended that you should have an ERP system. And if you want your business to grow faster, then SAP offers a variety of business solutions, of course. I'll answer this question that, for example, you are daily going, you're daily, attending university through the public transport, and you have to attend the university. For example, if a student comes to UMT, he does bachelor's, master's, and PhD, so he have a roadmap of 10 years. So if I'm a businessman, I will say 10 years I'll be using public transport. Why don't I buy a bike, or why don't I buy a motor car? This way I can save the public transport. I can save my time. I can save a lot of things, and I'll be independent. So I'll be independent to making my decisions on. So it's like to help yourself to save your cost, save your time, save your expenses, and sometimes you can also give lift to some of your friends. So it's the same thing. It's likely possible that you can manage your warehouse without an ERP system, but the risk of having the loss and the damage becomes even more critical. If you have a business logic that's implemented through an ERP system, then you will be able to know what is my profit, what is my loss, and what decisions should I take to avoid the loss in future.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Well, I can see like 30 participants. So you can ask questions, guys. No worries about it.
Yeah, if anyone want to ask any questions, then I would definitely encourage them to ask from Mohammed Usman. It was an excellent seminar.
Just ask them that you'll be getting 2 additional marks on your final term. So they'll be bombarding me with the questions.
Okay, so no more questions. I would really like to thank Mohammed Usman. He's our alumni, and he for an excellent seminar right now. And we really look forward to him, Mohammed Usman and Mr. Umair, for more and more seminars to enlighten our students with better knowledge. So thank you, Mohammed Usman. And from this, I would like to close this session. Ms. Fasia, you want to say anything? Then it's most welcome. Thanks to Faja Weatherman. Weatherman, you want to say anything? Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you so
so
much, sir.
Okay, so I declare this as the seminar is closed. Thanks for everyone, especially to Mohammed Usman. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Always welcome.
Hafiz.
And if you have any questions, just let me know on the email also. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Usman. Thank you.
Allah Hafiz.